Welcome to Listertainment, the channel with the most deceitful name in all of YouTube. Today is all about looking at fighters who went for some crazy ass submissions that all started with jumping or flying into some crazy positions. This is a great way to completely surprise your opponent and get them to drop their guard, making it way easier to get them into the submission you are looking to achieve. Sometimes they even appear to land pretty hard on their backs or heads, but they still hold on to the submission attempt and manage to get the tap out. If you happen to enjoy this video, please give it a like as it helps with the algorithm. And make sure to subscribe down below and turn on those notifications. Let's get started. On this list, we will see quite a bit of flying triangle attempts, and they usually take quite a bit of time for the tap out to actually happen. But Vinny Magalhaes isn't going to waste seconds trying to win. He's instead going to add a second move to this and end the fight against Raheem Cleveland really fast.
Vinny Magalhaes, just 3 minutes and 11 seconds, and he goes right into it. And that's it.
As soon as the flying triangle is locked in, he starts working on his arm and puts him in a Kimura in seconds, which forces the end of the fight quickly.
Cleveland.
He's going to go to the arm.
Yeah, he's going to make it into a Kimura. He can do that from there as well. See? That's where we go.
This reminds me of a hungry snake who is not waiting around for his meal to stop squirming and to die. He's just going to go in there and start eating, cause he's hungry for that victory. Damn man, we're starting out with some bangers, with Oliver Fontaine doing a perfect flying armbar against Sofian Benchora, but this one has a bit of a twist. Benchora probably thought that he had Fontaine in a perfect position for himself, but apparently Fontaine lives in this world and just pulls off a magnificent flying armbar. Once on the ground, I don't know how Fontaine didn't get knocked out, since he fell right on the back of his head. But he did come out of there pulling on his arm like a freaking hawk, pulling meat off his prey. He's just pulling, and even then, it still takes seconds for Benchora to tap out. I don't think I've seen a more perfect flying armbar than this one by Romina Sato over Charles Taylor. A lot of flying armbars we see is where the guy doing the attempt falls to the ground while flying, but Sato does it so perfectly that he is left hanging onto Taylor's arm for a split second before he finally falls to the ground. This could also be that he does it so fast and is so unexpected that Taylor fought it way too hard and did not go to the ground since he didn't know what was happening. Maybe he just thought that Sato was going for some type of weird strike. But either way, that is a 3-second submission and a 6-second victory. This is a pretty amazing move by Micah Brakefield, and he has tried it twice. It failed against Mariusz Shakiewicz.
And there you see the crafty skills of Brakefield. Flying triangle, it's in there right now, Mark.
But here, against Lee Flores, it worked perfectly. I think that this flying triangle attempt by pushing off the cage works perfectly, because you kind of make your opponent lose their concentration even more. They are already surprised by the flying submission attempt, but now with the push off, they are falling to the ground faster, which makes it even harder to try and escape the submission. Great work, and he is kind of a specialist at this now. For me, this is one of the most amazing submissions of all time, including flying ones and not flying ones, and it was done by Mighty Mouse Johnson over Ray Borg.
Would just lay there. Oh, whoa!
Unbelievable. Borg refusing.
This is basically two moves in quick succession. He first just tosses Borg like a freaking ragdoll and perfectly measures his fall like a freaking outfielder and puts him into an armbar. It's just like so many movie and anime scenes where the guy tosses up the opponent and just hits him on the way down. Borg is in the process of trying to slow down his fall, while Johnson is in a whole other dimension working on his arm. Just incredible. Antonio Carlos Jr. is able to pull out one of the strangest flying triangle chokes.
Oh, Antonio Carlos with the beautiful flying triangle. Antonio Carlos Jr. could win this match against the...
It's a little strange because they both kind of went for the takedown at the same time. His opponent was trying to go for the leg grab, but suddenly Antonio jumped up going for the flying triangle choke. So the other guy was just left hanging trying to grab some air. The submission attempt did take quite a bit of time to happen, but he was locked in so tight that it was inevitable. Now we get to see Dustin Rowe perform a perfect flying armbar against Kirsten Davenport in 2013 during the Revolution Fighting Championship 23. I can't tell if he was trying to work for this from the beginning because he was just holding Davenport while he was getting clubbed in the face. I think he was trying to get the takedown, but since Davenport wasn't going down, he waited patiently for a mistake, and once the arm was in the right position, he just went for it. He did land pretty hard on his back, but he had the arm tight, and Davenport on the way down was just wiggling, like when you see YouTubers doing couples yoga and they are about to fall. We are going to see Anderson Silva here, but you would think that it would be him doing the submission. But this time, it's him suffering this momentous loss against Ryo Chonin.
Right away should kick with the right leg inside out.
Take away the lead.
Oh, look at this! Whoa, this is good! Unbelievable! This is beautiful!
Out of nowhere, he went for the flying leg scissor into a heel hook that took about 3 seconds for Silva to tap out. It was beautiful. And there were no wasted movements, as Silva didn't even have time to react and try to pull his leg out. I mean, a 3-second submission is pretty crazy. This guy is Paddy Pimblett, and this guy has had 2 flying triangle submissions in his career. Today we will be looking at his latest one in 2018 when he beat Alexis Savides.
Didn't quite have the full extension to drive it, and there's the flying triangle!
Pimblett with the flying triangle!
Just look at the way he climbs Savides like he's a freaking monkey, wrapping his legs tight while pulling his head down.
It's a big squeeze from Paddy the belly!
He's got the angle, he's got the extension!
He did have to work a long time to get the submission to work, since maybe it wasn't that tight. But eventually he started working on his arm too, and that's what really put this thing away, by doing a triangle armbar. Having this type of submission on your record one time makes you kind of a stud. Doing it twice kind of makes it seem like you're showing off a bit. Let's end it with the one and only Rose Namajunas, who was able to submit Kathina Catron with a flying armbar in only her second pro fight. She even celebrated like she just pulled off a one-of-a-kind victory, because she kind of did. While Catron is trying to land some strikes, Namajunas is just focusing on tying up her arms. And she was kind of working both arms, so Catron wasn't really expecting this move at all. Namajunas did land pretty hard on the top of her back and her neck. But she moved forward with the submission, rolling Catron over and placing her legs perfectly. That was an 11-second victory. The skills you see sometimes can leave you in complete shock and makes you think about the possibilities of new moves that we will get to see in the future. It's pretty exciting. Thanks for watching this video. See you next time.